Y'all, the world feels upside down. And as a 20-year-old trying to navigate this world with this economy, with this job market, it really feels like the odds are against us. And then on top of that, outside voices or even your own voice telling you you need to be at this point in your certain age in your career or in your finances or with your relationships or just in your life period, it can feel like a lot of things are coming at you all at once. This is pressure to have it all figured out, which is impossible because life is a journey. It's not a destination. And it sure isn't a destination when you're just in your 20s, when you're learning to figure out yourself, when you're learning to figure out your life and where you want to be. And I know that it can feel isolating. I know that it can feel overwhelming. I know that you can have days where you just want to give up, where you don't know what you're doing. I want to share the things that have helped me stay grounded and stable in this journey of being in our 20s. The first lesson I've learned in my 20s is that it's okay for your life to look different. It's okay if your life looks different from people that you follow on social media. It's okay if your life looks different from other people who are in their 20s. And it's okay if your life looks different from what you had envisioned it to be when you were thinking about what your life would look like in your 20s. Plans change, friendships change. Change is inevitable, and it's just something that I had to get used to. It's super important to let go of the idea that you're behind. When you believe that you're behind, you're neglecting the path and the journey that you are on. You're so focused about someone else's path, someone else's journey, other people's success, or whatever they got going on, that you're missing life happening in front of you, and you're missing the ability and the opportunity to co-create or create a reality that you desire. I know you've probably heard this a lot. Comparison is the thief of joy, but it really is. When you compare yourself to anybody's life or success, you're taking away from your life and your journey. I had to shut out social media. I no longer care what other people are doing in their lives. And I'm not saying this like in a mean way. Obviously, I celebrate other people's accomplishments and achievements, right? But when it comes to trying to figure out where I need to be, I'm not looking for anyone else to determine or evaluate where I need to be in life. Only me and God knows where I need to be in life. That's why I feel a lot much more stable, calm, and grounded, because I know that I'm going at my own pace. I know that whatever is mine is mine. And I know that I'm creating a life that feels meaningful to me, not meaningful to whoever I'm looking on social media. That's meaningful to them. I'm creating a life that's meaningful to me, where I feel happy every day to wake up and create and fall in love with the journey, even though the journey can be a little bit slow or like challenging. I was gonna say hard. It can also feel hard, but I know that it is my journey. Obviously, you can find inspiration through other people's way of living, but I'm never trying to be like I'm in the wrong place or I'm doing the wrong things because I don't have what Sally has over there. Stop comparing yourself to other people, timelines, life, and journeys, because you're just taking away from your own. My second lesson that I've had to learn in my 20s is that nothing feels certain. Listen, being in your 20s is the most confusing years I feel like to be in life. This is a year where you are given the opportunity to learn yourself, to figure out what you want out of life. And I feel like when you make time to learn yourself, that determines the life that you build and the people that you allow to be in it with you, to experience life with you. After graduating college, I told myself I no longer want to reach out to people to ask for advice on what decisions I should be making. I solely wanted to rely on my inner knowing, my intuition, and what I truly want. When you solely rely on your own decision making, you have no one to blame. There's no one that can take responsibility for the decisions that you're making. Like in high school or in college, you had advisors or you had a clear path, right? But when you're in your 20s, there is no clear path. There isn't okay, after you graduate college, you go to your master's. Hopefully this makes sense, guys. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I think it could be a little bit overwhelming or daunting to make decisions when you can't see the ending, or you can't predict the outcome of your decision. And when I tell you, that is one thing that is so challenging as a young adult. It's hard to make decisions when you don't know the outcome, but I feel like that's the whole point of your 20s, is that you're making decisions that feel the most aligned or best for you. Now that I make decisions internally, I feel like I can trust myself a lot more. I feel like I can trust my own thinking and judgment. As a 24-year-old, I'm learning to understand that only I know what's best for me. Obviously, my parents and my family want what's best for me, but they have their own ways of viewing life or understanding what's possible for them. I don't want other people's perceptions of what is possible to interfere with my future and what I want or what I desire. So when I make decisions, I make it purely based off of what my heart is telling me to do. I feel like when you make decisions logically, you start thinking. And then once you start thinking, you no longer want to make the decision that your heart is telling you to make. And I think that thinking can lead to overthinking, which can lead to spiraling, which can lead to doubt, which can lead to fear. So I no longer try to do that. I'm like, whatever decision that my heart is telling me to do, even when I'm scared, I still make that decision because I know that it's the right decision for me. That's my compass, because that's how I know that I'm pushing myself against my bounds and I'm going against what's comfortable for me. And so I'm always trying to make decisions that feel the most uncomfortable because I know that I'm not playing it safe. And I feel like in my 20s, this is the best time to make decisions that go outside of your comfort zone. The third lesson I've had to learn in my 20s is that being alone is not a punishment. The amount of time I've been able to just lather or soak in my solitude is a lot. I spend so much time alone, and honestly, I feel like it's a gift given to me by God. I've always been a person who's had this desire to always be around people, to be in big groups, both like family and friendship wise. I feel like it was a coping mechanism in the sense of I wasn't really trying to sit alone with my thoughts and with myself. Solitude, time alone, was what really allowed me to get to know myself. I am a recovered people pleaser. I used to make a lot of decisions trying to control how people perceived me. I really thought that there was some sort of safety in that experience or in that action or behavior. I lost a sense of self because I performed, I molded myself, I did whatever I could to be likable to the people in my community. And now that I've had time to spend time with myself, it's allowed the real me to reveal itself. So yes, being alone can be very hard. It can be very challenging. It can be very itchy. It can feel very isolating. I totally understand that. But I feel like if you truly take the time to embrace it and to really learn from moments of solitude or periods, eras of solitude, it can truly transform you in ways that are unmanageable. So I learned that being alone doesn't mean that I'm lost. It means that I'm meeting myself. I'm discovering myself. I'm rewriting myself. I'm developing myself. When you're alone, you don't have any outside thoughts, voices, opinions, beliefs, or values to interfere with who you are or what you want to do. It's truly a magical and transformative time if you're brave enough to embrace it. The fourth lesson I've learned is that you need to let go of comparison. And I know that I mentioned it earlier in the video that comparison is a thief of joy, but I truly need you to really hone in on this idea. Comparison truly ignores the life path and journey that you are on. I feel like social media can fuel the comparison behavior when you're just scrolling and you're seeing other people's curated or highlighted moments of greatness or of success or of happiness or of love or whatever it may be, and you can scroll and be like, when is it my turn? Or all these people have this and I don't have that. You don't know how those people got there. You don't know whether they're actually happy. You don't know anything. There's no context. You're not those people. And so when you sit there scrolling, feeling bad about yourself, feeling like a victim, or feeling like you're in the wrong place or you're doing the wrong things, you're doing yourself a disservice. I feel like comparison is a form of self-betrayal, if I'm being honest. The only person you need to be comparing yourself to is yourself. You are your own competition. The only person that you should be trying to strive to be is your highest potential. I had to let go of the perception or picture of what my life should look like by 24. I just graduated college. It took me a very long time to find me a job in this job market. I may not have the finances that I desire. I may not have a lot of these things, but guess what? I'm making my way towards having everything that I desire. If you keep focusing on what you lack, it does not help. When you focus on what you have or what you're creating, it really helps, because life isn't about just getting to destinations or just achieving goals. It's about learning to love the journey or process of achieving what you desire. But I think what's really important is that you are not supposed to be where you think you're supposed to be by a certain age. And I think when you let go of that, you release pressure and you allow more room for infinite possibilities. The idea of what you should have by a certain age, I feel like, is heavily influenced by society, by family, or by friends, or what you see on social media, or what society tells us that we should have. Let go of their perception and ideas of what you should have, and you curate your own idea of what you should have. That's all that matters. So what I'm trying to say is slow down and appreciate your own unique timeline and journey. Once you do that, I promise you, you'll feel a lot much more relief and peace. The fifth lesson I've learned in my 20s, stop waiting for permission to do what you want to do. No one's gonna tell you to go start your business or to start creating videos on YouTube or to go get your master's or to move abroad. Whatever your heart is screaming at you to do, that you're like, I just need my mom to tell me it's a good idea, or I just need some stranger online to tell me that I'm worthy enough to do it. You tell yourself that you are worthy enough to do whatever you want to do. Your inner self is telling you that you are meant to do what you want to do. Like, it's your calling. Do it. It doesn't have to be anything related to social media. Whatever that popped up probably in your mind that you're like, I have been waiting a while, or I have been waiting for the right time to do whatever I want to do. Do it. This is your sign to do it. I am in the process of making my dreams a reality. And I feel like that's what makes my 20s really exciting to me, because I feel like life is my canvas. And I'm like, what do I want to create for myself? I know that my job is to have a vision and to have a direction, but my job is not to figure out how to get there. That is God and the universe's job to do so. They will help guide me. They will help support me because they want to help me get there. When you focus so much on the how is this gonna happen? How am I gonna get there? How am I gonna do this? You will never start. I feel like that's a form of self-sabotage, and it's procrastination or wondering how, or doing all this thinking, again, gets in the way of being, of doing, of making action. And I think that once you make that first step, you're actively in the act of making your dreams a reality. But what I'm saying is there's no more waiting. Your 20s is happening now. Do what you desire now. Be who you want to be now. Live how you want to live now. So to my fellow lovely 20-year-olds, especially if you made it to this part of the video, you are not behind. You are just in time. Our 20s is all about learning. And I feel like it's meant to be messy. It's meant to feel uncertain. And I hope this video made you feel less alone. I feel like that's what I really wanted to do. If you do like this video, definitely check out the other videos that are part of my self-love journey and like journal entry series that I'm making, where I've been reflecting about what I've been learning on my self-love journey and in my journey of just living and growing. So thank you so much again. I love you so much. Bye.